Hello, and thank you for tuning in to a rather unusual episode of Bite-Sized Cybercrime, the podcast where we discuss cybercrimes and cybersecurity news. If you can't tell by the title of this episode, I got scammed. For real. And I want to tell you about it. I actually debated really hard if I wanted to make this episode, because what I see a lot of the time when people get scammed is public shaming of the victim. Last year in February of 2024, a woman wrote a blog article on The Cut talking about how she lost $50,000 in a fake Amazon scam, and the internet absolutely roasted her to hell and back for it. I don't find this attitude to be healthy. So many people were calling her stupid and saying they could never fall for that, but really, scams are so common, and people who think they could never possibly get scammed every day. Including myself. Honestly, I would never admit it, but part of me did kind of think I was invulnerable to scams, at least more than the average person, because I know all about cybersecurity and surely I would never make a poor judgment call. But last week, I was scammed, and I did make a poor judgment call, although thankfully, I didn't end up losing that much from it. So, what happened? I was gifted some Costco gift cards, 4 of them to be exact. I didn't want any of them because I don't live near a Costco and also I do not have a car. I'd rather just have actual money. I was considering selling them to a friend or something, but found out there's a subreddit called Gift Card Exchange. Now, obviously this is rife with scammers, so there are verification checks done on users. People who are known scammers are flagged and banned, and there is a master list of them that you can search to make sure that they're not on it. And importantly, people who are confirmed legitimate and have done many legitimate gift card trades are given points, which are publicly displayed next to their username. And there's PSAs all over the subreddit about avoiding scams and how to detect them. Still, I decided to sell 1 gift card initially instead of all 4 of them, just to be safe. I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into. I was messaged by a user who was interested and offered to exchange them for some Amazon gift cards, which I did want. All was going well, I was going to physically send them the gift card in the mail. Then I got a message from the moderators of the subreddit who asked me to verify that the gift card was legitimate because I was a new user. It was well articulated, had very clear instructions that didn't seem too crazy, and there was no pressure on me to do this immediately. And it appeared to be sent automatically from the subreddit, and verifying that I am a legitimate person did not seem so unreasonable to me. I thought this was just an anti-scammer measure, but in retrospect, it was pretty clearly a scam in itself. It seemed to be from the official Gift Card Exchange Reddit, but it was actually Gift Card Exchange with a Q instead of a G in the word exchange, and I didn't see the difference at first. I also read through the scam warnings and didn't see any mention of a fake subreddit that monitors would message from specifically, just users to avoid and to verify that people were not using fake accounts with fake reputation points. I double-checked the individual I was trading with to make sure of these things and everything checked out. I sent the information for the card to the fake moderators. I even obscured the pin on the back, but the brush I used from my phone's gallery was not completely opaque, and could be seen through if put through some photo editing software that turned the saturation up a ton. I thought by obscuring the pin that I would be safe, but it turns out I just didn't do it correctly, and I was not safe. I told the person interested in buying my card that the moderators had messaged me to verify it. This was of course after I had sent them the details, and the user quickly told me it was a scam, and look, they spelled exchange wrong. It immediately hit me that yes, this was a scam, and it wasn't even a very good one. I checked the balance of the gift card, and as I suspected, it had been drained within minutes. Thankfully, I hadn't already mailed it out or anything. I messaged the user back and said, yeah, I was scammed. They did drain the gift card. However, that's not actually all I have. I said that I do have 3 more of them and could send one of the other 3 that were not drained. They offered to trade all 3, I accepted, and we just decided to exchange the digital codes just in case anyone else would maybe try to scam me, which at this point was possible, even though I was on pretty high alert after the initial scamming. I sent them the digital codes, they sent me the digital codes, and it worked out pretty well. No one else was scammed. They were able to successfully add the Costco gift cards to their account. I was able to successfully add the Amazon gift cards to mine. So, although I lost out on an extra $50 in Amazon gift cards, I still net $150 in Amazon gift cards. Going into this, I kind of figured getting scammed was both possible and likely. I never bought the gift cards for myself, and they'd been sitting unused for months, so honestly, it didn't feel like a major loss. It still sucks, don't get me wrong, but all things considered, it could have been a lot worse. I was super embarrassed though, and I still am. Even recording this, I'm worried what the response is going to be, and I can already see the comments. Why would you trust random Redditors with gift cards? Why would the Reddit mods ask for this information? How didn't you notice the misspelling? Why didn't you know better? How could you fall for this? How could someone who talks about security every week possibly fall for a scam this stupid? And all I'm going to say in response to that is, I wasn't paying attention. I had a lapse in judgment, the reasoning seemed legit enough as a form of scam prevention, I thought I took enough measures to protect myself. And what I'm wondering is, when people admit they were scammed, why is it the knee-jerk reaction of so many to place the blame on the victim instead of the scammer? Why do we shame people and make them afraid to come forward? Because it only benefits the scammer by stifling any awareness of these types of scams. I still expect to see some of the comments calling me an idiot, but it doesn't really bother me. I know I made a mistake, I came to terms with it, I already spent my time feeling bad about myself and decided I'm not an idiot. I'm a person who made a mistake that cost me a bit of money. I think to myself, what would I say if I was a user and I came to me and admitted I got scammed? And what I would say is, I'm sorry that happened, it's not your fault and it's going to be just fine. We can't change the past, but we can use this to learn about how to be more careful in the future. I hope this episode was helpful in some way. Like I said, I was really hesitant to write this, and even recording it now, my heart is racing. My goal here isn't to look for sympathy, or say you should never exchange gift cards, or even make myself feel better about the situation. My goal is to demonstrate that anyone can be the victim of a scam. Scams are not something that only stupid idiots and grandmas fall for. Scams are not always obvious phishing emails that spell their own company name wrong. Scams are not always Nigerian princes asking for money or the IRS asking for fake gift cards to cover your tax liability. They can be realistic, they can seem reasonable, they can take just a bit of laziness in reading your email to fall for. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning into this unusual episode of Bite-Sized Cybercrime. Please be careful when anything on the internet involves your wallet, and until next time, stay secure.